Welcome back to my channel, friends. This is Sonia here, and today I have something really exciting. Before I miss out few of the steps, let's start. So here I have taken up my Fairy Bond and I'm going to stick this pretty lace on my MDF base. Now the cutting as already shows this is for a pretty little girl. No, actually no, because I am going to give this to someone really pretty and really cute, and I hope she likes it. So yeah, right now I'm going to stick this on my MDF base and I'm using my Fairy Bond here, and this is going to make sure that it sticks properly. Now, as you might have already made, you could make out that I'm doing a mixed media project. So yes, of course, I'm going to use loads and loads of flowers. Now, many of the flowers here which I'm using are handmade. They are completely handmade, and few of them are, of course, some of the ready-made flowers. But yes, I have made these flowers, and whichever I have made, I'm going to post the tutorial link down in the description box. You can check that, and if you scroll down to my YouTube channel, you can come across so many other DIY videos and your embellishments making, and I'm sure you are going to like that. Now it's time to stick some more elements here. So what I'm going to do is, once I'm done with my flower adding, then I'm going to add my leaves here, some of the stems here, and this is going to look absolutely gorgeous. Now, just to inform you all, we have already launched our website www.growingcraft.com for all your handmade and customized goodies. You can, yes, now place order directly on our website and enjoy something beautiful, something handmade, something customized for your loved ones. Now this process is so amazing that you just keep on adding flowers, and trust me, there is no ending to it. You will love doing this. So here I'm using paper flowers. If you want, you can use other medium flowers and they look absolutely gorgeous, but you need to make sure that you stick them really well, because it's going to be there for a very longer time. So we have to make sure that it lasts long. Now I just cleaned up my table so that I can move on to the next step. Now this is a very important and a very interesting step. Now usually what happens is, when we say we are doing gesso, we directly do the gesso, we do not add texture to it. But here I am going to have my liquid adhesive, I am going to have my gesso, and I am going to have my white granules from the Growing Craft store. And yes, of course, I have listed down all the supplies link and the tutorial links down in the description box. Do check that. Now I'm just adding a bit of water to my liquid adhesive and my gesso, and I'm going to give one coat, and later on I will be adding my white granules to add amazing texture to my base. Now many a times we have to buy two different mediums, like one is the modeling paste and then you have to buy the texture paste. So with the white granules, what I find is that when I have my jar of my white granules, it's super easy for me just to add the texture wherever and whenever I want. So I don't have to buy two different paste for my crafting work, and I think that's the amazing part of having these white granules. Now with my flat brush, I'm spreading my white color gesso with the adhesive on my complete base. This is just going to make sure that my flowers gets a little more stiffness, because we have to play around with loads of colors on the top of it. As I have decided, I'm going to do this in a shabby chic theme, but what comes out at the end is something which you have already seen on the pictures of my YouTube channel. Now this is a process which takes a little time, but this is such a relieving process, because you really enjoy changing the colors and seeing that how beautifully your plain base looks and turns out to be a beautiful decor piece. Now this one can be made as a magnet, can be made as a hanging, can be made as a prop for any of your occasions, and trust me, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now here very quickly I'm going to add my texture. Why I added my texture at the end? Because on most of the parts I wanted to have the plain white, and wherever now I want to add a bit of texture, I'm adding these granules paste. Yes, so you saw me making my own texture paste, and this is absolutely amazing, and this is so good to use. Now if you don't have any of your gessos or your chalk paint or your modeling paste, your texture paste, so yes, I have also done a video tutorial on my channel where you can see how to create your own supplies with very of the basic things which is available at any of the hardware store or even at your home. So yes, do check that too, and definitely do leave your feedback and do let me know that how you enjoy our videos, and if you guys have any feedback or if you want us to come up with something new for you guys. Now adding texture is always fun, so there are two options. Either you mix it with your paste and then apply it, or you just sprinkle it on the top of it. Both the ways it works beautifully. Now if you see my previous mixed media project, on the top of it I had sprinkled it at the last. So of course you are going to see a huge difference in look and feel of your project. And like I always say, you will have to try out all the options so that you can know that how it works out. So yes, while talking to you, I am almost done with my texture work and my white gesso work, and this looks so gorgeous. And now it's time to play around with the colors, and that's the best part of doing a mixed media project. So you just do the plain white color or the black color, and then you play around with the colors. Now here I'm spraying my plain water, and some I did on my base and some I did on my chalk paint, and here I'm using a green color. I know at the starting I said I'm going to do a shabby chic project, but I thought of giving it a little twist, so here I'm adding green color to it. Now this is a parrot green color, and I absolutely love this shade of the chalk paint. Now if you don't have a chalk paint, I'm sharing other alternate links in the description box so that it's easier for you to play around with the shades. And adding water to your base and to your colors give you so much of time to blend them and make them something really beautiful. Now adding water is something which looks very easy, but it is very important to make sure that it is not too much of water, not too less of water. Yes, just in case if you have missed out any of our workshops which is available on our website, do check that too. Now once I'm done with the green color, then I am going to add few more shades here. Now I will be playing more with the metallic and the pink shade. Now this is the theme what I have selected, but if you want something in some really complete different colors and shades, you can use that. You can play around with the orangish color, they are going to look fab. You can play around with the red and white color, they are going to look super gorgeous. Now here to speed up the drying process, I'm using my heat gun. And yes, you guys have been asking me so many times that can we use hair dryer. No, there is a huge difference in hair dryer and your heat gun. So please do check that video too, which I have already done a comparison between a heat gun and a hair dryer. Now it's time to play around with the metallic paint, and this is one of my favorite parts because adding a metallic gives a complete different look, which you are seeing right now. So here I've taken a round brush, adding a tinge of water, and I'm doing my metallic work. Now here wherever I'm doing the metallic work, I'm going to make sure that it has some texture at the base so that my metallic color is highlighted. Now there are two ways, either you do this on your base or you use this to highlight your textures, and here what I'm doing is highlighting my textures with my metallic paint. If you don't have the metallic paints, you can use your shimmer paints, you can use your sprays, and they work beautifully. I will try to post all the alternate links in the description box so that it's easier for you. And yes, every time you cannot use the alternate, so you will have to buy some of the stuff like using your gesso, using your decoupage glue, using your modeling paste. They are something which you will have to use, otherwise you are not going to get the look and feel of that project. Now I need to add some more pink shade to it because I wanted this to be a pretty pinky magnet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another shade of chalk paint, and this is going to be the proper pink shade. Now if you want a very darker and a very popping out color, you don't have to add water to it, but I wanted to do my brushing technique, which is one of my favorites. So here I'm just going to settle down all the golden color. I'm going to do this process on my golden color. So like I said, how you want your colors, how you are using your colors makes a huge difference in its looks and feel. So yes, this is something which is something very important when you are doing your mixed media projects. So yes, here we are almost done, and once I'm done with my coloring, I will let it dry for a good amount of time, and then I'm going to seal it up with my varnish, which is a very important step. Do not miss out that. Yes, just in case if you don't know which varnish you should use, I have already done a comparison on varnishes video on my channel. I'll surely post down that link too. So yes, with this our project is done. This looks absolutely gorgeous, and do leave your feedback at the comment section and let me know if you liked my project, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you do not miss any of the updates. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. Bye bye.